in a bye yesterday. And the opening tip is won by the Lancers. They are averaging 79.5 points per game in the previous two. They're going to throw up a lot of threes, Joan.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and I think early, I really do feel we had an upset early in the women's game because UTRGV had played a game and had won and knocked off Abilene Christian. We'll see if we can get another upset here today. Nice turnover and steal by Savion Flagg. And what do you know, gave it right back. So no attempts yet on offense.
Here's Taryn Armstrong, who runs the point. Freshman of the year in the conference. Out of Tasmania, one of 8 international players this year for CBU. Quick release for Ty Rao. If he stays hot, Sam Houston could be in trouble.
Yeah, Ty Rawls, a good player, really good player. I like his game. He's actually the heart and soul and the glue guy for the team.
15 made threes for Rao in his previous 3 games. Getting hot here at the right time. Lampley answers. That is DeMarcus Lampley, his 73rd made 3 this year.
Well, that's a lot. Is a great three-point shooter, and actually, Coach Hooten feels he's the best shooter on the team.
Elijah Thomas swings it for Taryn Armstrong. Trying to maneuver around Ray. Had some foul issues yesterday. Thomas loses it. Linking out his Flagg. Transition triple. Bingo for Savion Flagg, a 36% three-point shooter.
But they missed him, and he's playing very well right now.
Here is Taryn Armstrong. He is picked up by Jaden Ray. Trying to zoom by him. Good defense by Ray. Armstrong, a really creative, nifty passer who averages almost 7 helpers per game. Here's his older brother, Trey. He'll swirl off the 3. Defensive rebound for Tristan Ipe.
You can tell right away this Sam Houston squad is very quick. Athletes at every position. And also, as we've already seen, they can shoot the 3.
Ray lost the handle. It was deflected, so it will stay with Sam Houston. Interesting matchup on this end of the floor. Dan Ocken is guarding Savion Flagg. Flagg will pop, shoot a 3 over Thomas. Second made triple for the transfer from Texas A&M.
Well, you can see this guy is a great shooter. He definitely gets up high when he shoots his jumper. It's impressive.
Sam Houston 3 for 3 from the field to start. All 3 attempts from 3, and Taryn Armstrong travels with it. He's going to be hounded all night, Joan, by Jaden Ray.
You know what? I would hound him. I mean, he's the key, I believe, to the CBU team, distributing the ball. But right now, they're doing a great job. Sam Houston Bearcats are doing a great job pressuring him.
Flagg will apply a ball screen. Now he pops, catches, and he hits another.
Okay, all their points are from the three-point line. That's 4 threes. And you know what? They're on fire right now, and Savion Flagg has 3 threes already.
The other came from Lampley. You spoke earlier about that first women's game today, Joan. We saw UTRGV hit their first 5 shots from 3. Another Lancers turnover in transition. The layup is blocked by Taryn Armstrong. He blocked it off the lay-in try by Lampley. No look feed to Ocken. He's blocked on the other end. Javion May.
What a pass. But you know what? He said, oh, you're not going to make that. Wow.
Physical down low, and we get a jump ball. Possession will stay with Sam Houston.
Right now, the athleticism of the Bearcats is really affecting the Lancers. You know, no easy shots. He said, get this out of here with authority.
Javion May is only 6'2", Joan, but he was named to the WAC all-defensive team on Monday, and that's why. That defense right there.
Well, Coach Hooten said he is the toughest kid. Now, He's coached a long time. Toughest kid he's ever coached. I don't know, he looked like he was off a trampoline there.
Flag might have forced that one into the hands of Trey Armstrong. "36 combined made threes in the previous 3 games for CBU. Reed Nottage with it. He had a couple yesterday. Had a big one. He banked one in late to help the Lancers defeat UTRGV. Way off for Ty Rowell, and there's Flag, who averages a team best 8 boards a game.
You know, that wasn't a bad shot, but because of the pressure of the Bearcats, they just put a little bit more pressure and made Ty Rowell maybe speed up that 3-point shot attempt.
Tristan Ipe, that's a charge, and that'll set it back to CBU. Hot start shooting. They're not getting up shots because of turnovers so far.
Well, it's the pressure on the ball. I always said there's 2 things you can't teach, and one is quickness. Can't teach quickness, can't teach height. And quickness, I believe, is the single most important factor in basketball. And when you can have guys who are quick and skilled, you have a good recipe for success.
Dan Hocken muscles his way down low. He misses, and Flag collects his 3rd rebound already. Lancers scored the first points of the game on a made 3 for Ty Rowell. Since then, a 12-0 scoring run for Sam Houston. Post touch for Ipe. Gets it right back. Passes up the mid-range jumper. 3 to shoot. Heaving a 3 and missing is Ray. Good rebound there for Dan Hocken.
Yeah, very nice rebound.
Catch and shoot 3, Reed Nottage, and that one pinballs off.
Well, they had a nice transition, an open jumper there for the 3, but just couldn't knock it down. They have to play, for the Lancers, have to play some solid defense here. And not allow, and there's another open jumper, just missed it. They have to really protect the 3-point line.
Lancers haven't scored in over 4 minutes. Armstrong to Armstrong, Tarrant to Trey. Offensive rebound for Hocken, and a foul is called on Sam Houston.
Yeah, again, the quickness is really affecting the Lancers. Fortunate now to get another opportunity. They've only attempted 4 shots so far to 7 for the Bearcats.
Pair of subs come in for Sam Houston. Javon Grant is in, freshman from Pittsburgh, Kansas. And big grad transfer, Kuba Karwowski, 7'2", 235 pounds. Another turnover on CBU. Grant was a little bit out of control, and he's bailed out by Tarrant Armstrong.
Tarrant Armstrong, this is his first foul tonight, but he had 4 fouls and was in foul trouble. And very important factor yesterday in the game, so hopefully he can stay out of foul trouble today.
Reed Nottage was also in foul trouble down the stretch for Rick Croy last night in their 1-point win against UTRGV. Vaqueros showed a lot of fight coming from behind and almost winning the basketball game. They had a shot to win it from Mike Adewumi that just missed in the final seconds. Flare screen is set, catch and shoot 3, Ty Rowell, and that one is too deep. Smallest player on the floor grabs the rebound. Javon Grant, who is only 5'11", 155. Good bounce pass to the 7'2" Karwowski, who has good hands. This is Dante Powers, who also just checked in, gets some separation, and hits the long deuce.
And Dante Powers got separation because he broke his ankles on that crossover. That was really nice.
Tarrant Armstrong, tough finish.
He earned that shot. High off the glass for a pretty finish for Tarrant.
And that snaps a scoreless drought. Well over 5 minutes for CBU. Siobhan Grant picks up his dribble, finds Powers. 4 to shoot. Powers to the rim, and he travels with it.
Yeah, he got himself. Powers got himself in a tough situation there.
Chance Hunter will come in for the first time for CBU. He was a big lift off the bench. He had 12 points in the game last night, Joan.
12 points and 4 rebounds, definitely. The bench did a nice job for CBU last night.
Backdoor pass to Taryn Armstrong, dumps it off for Jelani Stone. He's been in double figures in 2 in a row.
Yeah, Jelani, another player, came off the bench for CBU, had 11 points last night. And I thought Taryn was going to shoot that.
Siobhan Grant will head to the free throw line for 2 when we come back from break.
Points for the Bearcats. But Jason Hooten had said, you know what? Flag is a great basketball player, but he's an even better person. What he does off the floor is just as incredible as what he does on the floor. And he says that Flag is a guy that he will remember coaching for as long as he can remember. Adam, back to you.
Thank you, Kendra. He's off to a good start with 9 points already here in his first WAC tourney game. Also the first WAC tourney game for Sam Houston. Chance Hunter shallow on his 3. And there's Flag for rebound number 4 already.
Well, I can tell you why Coach Hooten would remember him, because the guy is just good. He had 24 points in the second half, and there's a nice bank shot. I don't know if he called it, but Savion Flag, the last time these guys played, had 24 points in the second half. So he can go off for very big numbers.
Taryn Armstrong to the rim. Can't make the layup. It looks like they will give him continuation, though, and he will shoot 2.
Yeah, you can see he brought the ball down. He's fortunate they didn't take it from him, but he's on the free throw line.
Armstrong has struggled from the free throw line this year, 65%. He was 5 for 8 yesterday. Did not play in the first meeting this year with Sam Houston. That's a good-looking stroke, though.
It is a good-looking stroke. He's just, yeah, he's adjusting to the quickness because he didn't play the first time against these guys, because they're quick, and it's hard to prepare for that. You know, right now, I believe the Lancers need to take care of the ball better and take their time at their shot. But on the other end, defensively, of where they're struggling right now, defending the three-point line, and just the quickness is bothering them offensively, too.
Trey Armstrong comes in for his younger brother, Taryn. Sam Houston in the home whites with the ball. Hard move by Grant. He does not play like he's 5'11", 155, Joan. He plays a whole lot bigger.
And he's a freshman. You know, this guy is good. Had a lot of control going against a lot of bigger players, and it looked like it was effortless going to the basket.
Rowell, a skip out for Hunter. Another turnover almost, and then Nottage taps it right to Trey Armstrong. Now they turn it over. Here come the Cats in transition. Jaron Cook just in. He misses. The 7'2" Karwowski grabs it. A 3 for Powers, left short, and Hunter clears for CBU. Hunter a step-in 3. Lancers 1 for 7 from distance.
Yeah, they've struggled right now, and they're getting some open shots. It's just the tempo that right now the Bearcats are forcing the Lancers to play on the offensive end.
Long-range bomb for Jaron Cook, freshman from Carrollton, Texas.
Coming in, he's the backup 2 guard, but obviously a very solid three-point shooter.
Hawken loses the handle, squirts away, loose again, scooped up by Grant. All 50-50 balls are going to Sam Houston right now. And this could turn into a blowout in a hurry. 15-point advantage. Flag a stab and a 3, missed it. Another rebound for Hunter. Rao goes away from the ball screen. A skip out near corner 3 for Trey Armstrong, and they can't buy a bucket right now.
No, they can't be. No, and they're getting wide open shots. That was a nice pass, but just couldn't finish it.
Sam Houston shooting 50% from the field, 50% from 3. And they have forced 7 turnovers. That is a recipe for success. Bearcats looking for their 19th win of the season. Finished 1 game out of first place in the conference during the regular season. That's offensive on the 7'2" Poland native, Kuba Karwowski. Transferred in from Utah State.
Now, I was waiting for him to go down on the block, but he seems to like it away from the basket.
Most post players do, right?
Yeah,
they want to be a guard.
All guards want to be posts, and posts want to be guards.
Malik Wade came in for the first time this tournament for the Lancers. Did not play yesterday. Game 2 for the Lancers. First game of the tournament for the Bearcats after a bye on day 1. Lancers have missed 10 of their previous 12 from the field. They're 3 for 13 for the game, 1 for 7 from 3. Taron Armstrong stepping back from the wing, tosses it down low. Good catch by Thomas, and he's able to scoop it through.
That was a great pass by Taron Armstrong. He really has, his vision is unbelievable, and a pretty finish.
Jaron Cook, he's made 2 off the bench here in half 1.
Wow, this guy's coming in. This is when you get some production from your bench. I mean, effortless. They've already made, the Bearcats have already made 6 threes.
They average 9 made threes per game. That's a tough move there, and a tough start offensively for the first time in a while for CBU.
Yeah, they've definitely struggled, but all credit goes to the Bearcats. I mean, they're doing it on the offensive end, from their bench, shooting threes. I mean, just very quick, athletic, and then on the defensive end, making it tough, really making it tough for the Lancers.
Rare miss for Sam Houston, a missed jumper by Tristan Ipe. Contested 3, Trey Armstrong, and the Lancers are now 1 for 8 from 3. Jaden Ray runs the point for Sam Houston from Huntsville, Texas, their first year in the WAC. Trying to make some noise here in WAC Vegas. Jaron Cook finally misses. He made 2 earlier. Here comes Trey Armstrong. Now Taron Armstrong in front of the Sam Houston bench. Gets the defender in the air, steps through, fires it in the corner, and a foul was called first. A silent whistle by one of our officials. Our crew is Casey McClellan, John Stigliano, and Jimmy Casas.
I keep thinking when he has the ball out there, because he has an open 3, but he won't take the open 3. He wants to, you know, good passers, or he really is a great passer. They would rather pass than shoot it, but sometimes you really need to shoot that jumper.
Taron Armstrong looking for a ball screen from Stone. Bounce pass goes to Stone, and he's blocked by Flagg. That man can do it all. He rebounds, he scores, he defends, he leads. Doing everything right now for head coach Jason Hooten. Flagg well on his way to a double-double. He has 9 points and 6 rebounds. Ray, a dump off, and Tristan Ipe will shoot 2.
Well, this is an unselfish team. They already have 6 assists, you know, and they thought they had one there, but they're going the free throw line. Every player is contributing, whether they're coming off the bench, starting, but they're doing it at both ends.
Ipe looking for his first point tonight, and he will pinball off the free throw. He's been in double figures in 2 of his previous 3. Out of Deer Park, Texas, a transfer from Blinn Junior College for head coach Jason Hooten. Undersized post player at 6'6", 210.
Coach Hooten's a winner. I mean, he's already had 5 20-win seasons. You know, they haven't gone the NCAAs, but they've gone the NIT, CBI.
That's a good point, Joan. I think that's the next step for this program as they make the move to the WAC. There's a layup for Jelani Stone. You mentioned the postseason appearances, but they have not been to the NCAAs. They've been close.
Right.
But Jason Hooten is now in his 12th season. That's the next step for this program, and they are certainly capable of winning here in Vegas, no doubt about it.
Well, when you're used to winning, you know, that's what you expect to do. And when you're used to playing in postseason, that's what they expect to do.
Gatorade is the official sports drink of the Western Athletic Conference. Greatness starts with G. Reed Nottage back in for CBU. First of 2 games tonight on the men's side after a pair of games earlier today on the women's side. Winner gets 4 seed Grand Canyon tomorrow. The Lopes assistants are sitting right behind us, scouting. New Mexico State's coaching staff is right behind us, scouting as well. All these teams are trying to find an edge and look at potential future opponents. Oh, jumper is no good for flag, and Lampley can't save it on the sideline.
I thought that one was down again for flag. He's a good player. Lancers need to take advantage of every opportunity. You know, they're only shooting 29% to Sam Houston's 43. They've cooled off a little bit. So that 43 is right around there, what Sam Houston normally shoots throughout the season, their season average from the field.
Sam Houston has been below 70 points in 4 straight games. They might get there here tonight, though, with their hot start offensively.
You know, I'd like to see Taron Armstrong shoot a jumper instead of the floater is actually a hard shot because he had a couple open looks in mid-range, but he didn't take it.
Flag misses as he shoots it over Nottage. Rebound collected by Trey Armstrong. Taron Armstrong, a bullet pass to Dan Ocken, and he is a partner of the Western Athletic Conference. Ticket Smarter, a smarter way to buy tickets. Adam Young with Joan Bonvicini, the Hall of Famer. Kendra Sheehan is with us as well. Sam Houston starting to struggle offensively, but Joan, CBU unable to make up a whole lot of ground here.
Yeah, just flat, and let's see if they get another opportunity. Still can't knock it down. You know, I was going to say they need to get this into single digits going into halftime. Tyrell is a great shooter, is just flat on his shot.
Rao 1 for 5 from the field. CBU only shooting 25%. Layup misses, point blank range for Jaden Ray. And now Sam Houston has missed 7 of their previous 8 shots from the field.
And that's a lot. You know, and CBU needs to take advantage of this opportunity with Sam Houston struggling right now.
Rao out of the corner into the key, might have shuffled his feet, no call, and the rebound is collected by Ipe. This could be a domino effect for CBU, right?
Definitely affects your confidence. You know, it's like no one can knock down shots, and they're able to get stops right now on defense because Sam Houston's struggling a bit on offense.
Verticality from Ocken. Ray's whistled for the charge as he runs over Taron Armstrong.
You know, that was excellent defense. He's hurting a little bit right now. Taking one for the team. They need to get a little bit more ball movement, I believe, for the Lancers, and so their shooters can get their legs underneath them. All their shooters have been flat and missed the front of the rim from their three-point shots.
Nobody has more than 4 right now for the Lancers. Catch and shoot 3, swirls off for Taron Armstrong. There's Stone. Stone now has 6 to pace CBU.
Oh, he's a tough guy. You know, as I mentioned, he had 11 points last night. That was a great putback and well needed.
Not a lot of touches recently for Savion Flagg. Ray swings it for Grant. Ipe back outside, a 3 for Lampley. Too strong. Defensive rebound, a high 1 for Stone.
A 3 would get them in single digits.
Taron Armstrong can get a couple here at the free throw line now with 1:06 left here in the first half.
Yeah, he's been to the free throw line a few times and made both of them.
Sam Houston has not scored in 4 minutes and 15 seconds. So that window was open for CBU, and it's still a 12-point deficit.
It is open, you know, and CBU needs to take advantage of the opportunity.
3 for 6 on free throws as a team, 6 for 24 from the field, 1 for 10 from the arc.
That's not good.
Those are not good numbers.
No, they're not. It's not that they're not trying, you know, they just need to knock these down. And confidence is a fragile thing. It really is. In sports and basketball, they need to get their confidence back. They're only 11 points down here.
Grant finishes with the left hand. Nifty finish for the freshman from Pittsburgh, Kansas.
Definitely a nifty finish. You know, usually you go to your right and you use your body to protect the ball, and he definitely went to use the left hand.
Nottage for 3. That's a brick.
Holding for one shot. It's just 1 second off.
Let's see if Flagg gets a touch. He hasn't had one in a while. Pick and roll with Grant. Now Flagg. 4 on the timer, and he travels. Savion Flagg thought he was fouled. So did Jason Hooten. Lancers will have 4 seconds. They inbound for Taron Armstrong. Crosses midcourt with 2 seconds. And he is stripped.
To make the Bearcats work.
California Baptist in the dark. Sam Houston in the home whites. 3 misses short for Trey Armstrong, and that starts off just the way the first half finished. CBU now 1 for 12 from 3.
That's hard stat. You know, a lot of them are pretty open.
Sam Houston couldn't miss from 3 in the early stages of the game. They are 6 for 14 so far from distance. Good shooting night for Savion Flagg. He'll swing it for DeMarcus Lampley. Bounces to Ipe, back out to Flagg. Has to fire a shot, it's no good as the horn sounded on the timer. Trey Armstrong not settling for a 3 here. Rao down low, and that was not a good angle at a post entry.
No, and that was excellent ball movement by the Lancers, but they unfortunately had a turnover there. Too many turnovers right now for the Lancers.
Curling is Flagg, an extra pass for Ipe, and he slams it.
I hope he turns around and says, thank you for that crazy pass, Savion, because that was awesome.
Unselfishness there from the star player for Sam Houston.
Yeah, that's impressive.
32-17 Bearcats. Trey Armstrong has to save it. He saves it to Thomas. And Thomas juggled the basketball and travels with it. He was indecisive there in the lane.
Just struggling a little bit. You know, that confidence factor. They're like a half second off on their shots and, you know, rushing things. Got to take care of the ball and value each opportunity on offense.
If you had watched California Baptist the last couple of weeks, you did not anticipate this. They had been great offensively recently. Rimmon in the triple. DeMarcus Lampley, his second made three.
Yes, he's done great. Very impressive. He already has 6 points.
Trey Armstrong will shoot 2.
Yeah, both of Lampley's baskets are threes.
This is danger zone right now for CBU early on in half 2. This one is slipping away a little bit. Down 18 before that made free throw for Trey Armstrong.
It does feel like that. You know, I don't know if they press. I haven't seen it much from last night, so we'll see what they do to counter this to get back in this ball game.
Is it easy to settle for threes when you're down this much and you feel like you have to make threes to get back in it?
You know, it's really just a confidence factor. What kind of shots are going to be open? You know, it's easier to settle for a three, but that's not necessarily the best shot.
Scooped up by Ipe. Rattles off. Grabbed by Tyrell. Ahead for Trey Armstrong. Rao penetrates. He bounces it in the far corner for Trey Armstrong. Just outside of 3 minutes in to half number 2. Wing to wing, Trey to Taron Armstrong. He'll wait, he'll fire. That was ill-advised, and it's cleared by Ipe. Balanced scoring for Sam Houston tonight. 9 for Flagg, 9 for Grant, 6 each for Lampley and for Cook. Ipe hands it off to Powers, and he'll burst into the lane and score.
That was a great called play by Coach Hooten. Get a layup off all that, cleared out one side, and still got the layup.
Dan Ocken throws it to nobody. He was throwing it there right wing, and nobody was anywhere near the ball. Ocken and Thomas going off. Nottage comes in, so does Stone.
It's the pressure. It's the pressure and the quickness. You know, look at this play, just go in the basket. You know, that's all actually in a lot of ways a little bit demoralizing that you can get a layup off this. You know, because both coaches pride their teams on defense.
Jaden Ray able to convert on the floater. That's a tough finish.
Great finish. He's fast and quick, an average shooter, but he can get to the rim.
Sam Houston has their biggest lead today. Stone on the catch. Working on Ipe, and Jelani Stone now has 8, almost in double figures for the 3rd straight game.
You know, he's the one who's really can finish tonight and has really been helpful for his team.
Mid-post extended Flagg. Squaring up our Nottage. He'll shoot a fall-away jumper 18 feet away. That's hard to guard.
It's hard to guard, and actually that's a tough shot. You know, he's showing why he's first team all WAC.
Three is shallow. Trey Armstrong. Ipe, rebound number 7.
They're now 1 for 14. That's the Lancers from the 3-point line.
Powers to Lampley. Under 10 to shoot. Lampley to the rim. Backboard was rattling. And a foul. Kendra Sheehan is with us as well. WAC tourney debut for Sam Houston, California Baptist. Coming off their first ever WAC tourney win. Got Rick Croy his 200th career win last night over at Mandalay Bay at Michelob Ultra Arena.
That's the biggest lead right now of the game. 21 points.
A lot of this credit to Joan for CBU's offensive struggles goes to the defense and the physicality of Sam Houston. They are hounding Tyrell right now in the arc. Taryn Armstrong splashes in a three, only the second made three for CBU.
Well, that was a really good penetration and kick. He had good time, got his legs under him, and good finish.
A lot of times when folks talk about physical, they talk about physicality down low, but Sam Houston's physical in the arc as well.
Oh, yeah, it's just their quickness. They take pride in their defense. You know, they don't, it's not easy to get a shot off with these guys. You know, their goal is to wear you out. When I spoke to Coach Hooten, they just play straight up man. You know, like right now they're in a press. Not to do anything fancy. They want to wear you down.
They defend at a really high level, only giving up 64 points per game this year. They are looking for their 19th win. They lost 2 of their final 3 in the regular season as they were trying to chase down a WAC regular season title. They finished 1 game back of first. Trey Armstrong has it pinball off. It will stay with CBU.
We'll see if CBU can get 2 scores here in a row, because it hasn't happened, I don't think, since the beginning of the game.
26% shooting for CBU. Fade away, no good. High rebound for Flagg. That is number 9 for him. He's a rebound shy of a double-double. Flagg had 28 points in the first matchup this year with CBU. He has scored 11 here today. They alley-oop it for him, and he missed it.
He was there, though. It was the right idea. I don't know if they needed to throw it up a little higher, but...
Javon Grant said, my bad, right after Flagg missed the dunk. So, yeah, it just wasn't high enough.
It wasn't high enough. It was a little low.
But Savion Flagg has the ability to improvise in midair, Joe.
Yeah, he does. And you know, he got everyone's attention with that, particularly CBU.
Circling in the key, Taryn Armstrong, and he draws a foul from Javon Grant.
Well, he's been the one at least to get to the free throw line. He hasn't had a lot of assists. He only has 2, which is abnormal because he's usually over 6 because his guys can't hit the open jumpers. But they need every basket they can get here.
He's the face of this program in the future. Freshman from Tasmania, was ranked as the number 2 prospect in Australia after coming out of prep school.
Well, he's really a talented player.
You don't have to travel far for quality orthopedic care. UT Physicians has convenient locations across Houston and a team of specialists to help you get back in the game. UT Physicians, your home team for healthcare. Javon Grant trying to break down the defense. Fires it for Flagg. Transfer from Texas A&M. A lot of grad transfers did not play much at the Power 5 school. Flagg was a starter at A&M. 74 starts in 4 years for the Aggies. And that's offensive on Kuba Karwowski.
Yeah, he's disappointed with that. Actually, he had a really nice tip back. Let's see if we could see it. Oh, they're showing the, yeah, little bit of a foul. Yeah, actually had a really nice tip back to keep the ball active on for offensive rebound.
Taryn Armstrong a step through. That was deflected by Karwowski and saved by CBU. Nottage has it poked and stolen. Lampley transition triple, too strong. Offensive rebound Flagg, his 12th. Double-double, 11 and 12 for Savion Flagg.
Well, right now it looks like the Bearcats are just toying with the Lancers. You know, they're running their offense, but they just feel like they're in control the whole time.
Fade away from the same spot as earlier for Flagg, and he now has a game-high 13.
I mean, it looks effortless for him. He's really talented, has a 3-level score, and he can rise above everyone on that jumper.
There's some big-time Power 5 transfer scorers in the league.
Great finish. Great finish, and right now, the Bearcats are just controlling the tempo, the scoring of this game on both ends.
Traveling violation, the call. 9:53 left here in half two. 46-27, Sam Houston. Ball will stay here with CBU. Pair of 18-win teams going at it. Lancers the 8th seed, the Bearcats the 5 seed after the bye. This game has been pretty lopsided throughout. A hot start early on for Sam Houston. Darren Armstrong working on Javon Grant, one freshman against another. Nottage from 3. Cleared by Javion May. 2 for 17 now from distance.
You know, they have the ball movement, but they're settling more for three-point shots than anything else.
Orlowski wants it. He's 7-2. Armstrong was guarding him, and he sends it outside for Grant, who connects from 3.
That was a great pass by the post player, Kuber Kowalski. I mean, obviously, he sees the court so well, but that was like a rocket.
Snatching the rebound, Savion Flagg, a 6'7", 225-pound forward.
He plays bigger than that. You know, he's quick enough that he can defend or take guys on the, you know, on drive, but he can rise up. He plays big.
Post touch again for Karwowski. I'd like to see him go to work here. Taryn Armstrong's guarding him, Joan, and Taryn's only 6'5". Karwowski is 7'2".
Yeah, you got a big height difference there.
He's a really skilled post player, by the way. He can step out and shoot it a little bit.
Yeah, I saw him shooting threes, warming up, but he can run the court really well. And obviously, we saw him pass there well.
Lob for Savion Flagg.
And the guy can get up. That was a better pass there for the dunk. But they're putting the hammer down right now.
Quiet night for Hunter after a good opener yesterday with 12 points. Savion Flagg is up to 13 rebounds now. Sam Houston has been in full control. This is their biggest lead of the night, though. Jaron Cook made a couple of first-half threes. He misses shallow. Handled by Stone. Taryn Armstrong maneuvers to the rack, and he scoops it home left-handed. He has 11, the first Lancer in double figures.
You know, that was under control, and in traffic, really protected the ball well. And that was a pretty finish with the left hand.
A lot of minutes, good minutes for freshman point guard Javon Grant. Grant on the catch right here. He'll find Flagg, defended by Nottage. Karwowski on the catch. But he's played a good amount here today, and he's played quite well. A really good post passer. Only a 41% free throw shooter.
Yeah, he's a talent, and obviously he's great size, he's versatile, and mobile too.
Joan, if you're Jason Hooten, the head coach of Sam Houston, is your message here in the final 7+, stay locked in so we can carry over into tomorrow when we play Grand Canyon as long as they hang on here?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, he may give some guys some extra time who don't normally get some time, but you better play hard. You know, they want to really continue their momentum if they're fortunate enough to win tonight. I mean, they have some good weapons, but now things get a lot tougher.
And this should be a good opportunity to save some legs. Get Flagg out of there rather early. Probably get Lampley out of there, maybe Ray, because it could be a long week ahead. You hope it's going to be a long week if you're Sam Houston.
Absolutely. You know, but the thing is, you don't want to get them all out yet. You know, the game's not won, and we have 7 minutes left. So I think he'll do it gradually, you know.
That's likely in the back of his mind, though, right?
Oh, there's no question, yeah. You know you have a lot of games potentially, but you're playing for this first one. They have a nice lead. And their guys have executed really well. Oh, there's a steal there. When your 7 foot tries to dribble like a guard, it's usually doesn't have a good ending.
Chance Hunter from 3, way shallow. The Long Beach transfer grabs it in the corner. Opposite corner for Nottage, way off. Tough night shooting the basketball. 2 for 20 for CBU, and they are 23% from the field.
Yeah, that's a tough night.
You would not recognize them if you saw them yesterday. They were outstanding offensively. They shot 55% from the field over at Michelob Ultra Arena yesterday, and they just can't buy a bucket here in this game.
Part of it is confidence, but the other part is the defensive intensity and pressure, quickness from the Bearcats.
Jaron Cook, his third made 3 on 6 attempts.
That's a good number as a backup.
Cook, a freshman in his second year in the program from Carrollton, Texas. Had only played 9 minutes in each of the previous 2 games.
Well, right now, the Bearcats have 28 points from their bench players. So, I mean, that is awesome production. Takes a lot of pressure off your starters and really gives your bench a lot of confidence.
WAC Fans Signature, a leading provider of quality championship rings, is the official ring partner of the WAC. For team and individual championship rings, visit them today at signaturechampions.com. Kean Scroggins, his first minutes for Sam Houston, so Jason Hooten will likely go deeper into his bench here in the final 5+. Winner gets Grand Canyon tomorrow. Whoops, the 4 seed also finished a game behind New Mexico State, Seattle, and SFA. It was so bunched up, Joan, down the stretch in the regular season. It literally came down to the final couple of games to see who was going to win the title and where the seeding was going to go. It was all the way down to the wire.
Well, Coach Hooten and I talked about that yesterday, and he felt the same way. You know, definitely, you know, they could have had another bye, so they get, you know, they missed 2 games, but, you know, it is what it is. What it says is the WAC conference basketball is deep, very talented too.
In recent memory, at least, we have not seen parity like this in the conference tournament, where a lot of teams feel like they have a really good shot of winning the title. Elijah Thomas lost the handle. We will get a tie-up. Possession goes to Sam Houston. You even look at the deeper seeds, Joan, and 7th seed Utah Valley, who we're going to see in a little bit, and 6th seed Abilene Christian, who we'll also see in a little bit. Even though they're the 6th and the 7th, they both feel like, you know what? We have the talent and the potential to win a title this week. And that has not been the case in recent years.
Oh, no, absolutely not. You can tell right now that the Bearcats have some bench players in, a little impatient on offense, and that was a nice shot from Ty Rowell because they needed him to get another one. This is second 3-pointer of the night.
Rowell had made 15 in his previous 3 coming in.
Yeah, and you know, right now, CBU showed a little bit of a press, but you know what? You can't put on a press if you don't make a basket.
Foul by Armstrong, about 22 feet away from the rim. He's an outstanding 3-point shooter, isn't he, Joe?
Oh, he is really good. Really, really good.
Jaron Cook has made 3 threes in this game so far. Ipe fires it outside. A 3 for May. And Chavion May gets in on the act. His first points of the game.
Yeah, he's on that WAC all defensive team, but he looked pretty good shooting that 3.
Only his 10th made 3 this season. He only made 1 a season ago. Rao wants a ball screen from Akin. Akin will slip and then stay on the arc. And a foul is called before the shot on Jaden Ray. Under 4 left here in half number. Cats lead is 26. I don't think we expected this, Joan. We thought California Baptist would certainly hang around and potentially even pull off the upset.
Yeah, we did. I think the Bearcats said there is no way we're going to allow this. But they did it from the get-go. You know, they've played tough, and defense has worn them down and never allowed easy shots for the Lancers.
Lancers head coach Rick Croy about to empty his bench. Some subs in for Sam Houston. Damon Nicholas Jr. just came in. And here's a jam and an exclamation point from Tristan Ipe.
Wow, from Deer Park, Texas, with authority, is blue collar and tough, fast and quick. His coach loves coaching him.
Rebound for Scroggins, freshman from Raymore, Missouri. Limited action for him this year. Ty Rao will commit a foul to get the subs in for CBU. Freddie Dybala comes in. Tajon Sawyer comes in. Tyree Campbell comes in. And Tobin Kund comes in for CBU. Malik Wade also now in. Kevin Martina comes in for Sam Houston. Number 22 in white. Skips it for Grant, and he steps out of bounds. One of the things that's been on full display for Jason Hooten and the Bearcats tonight, Joan, that's probably overlooked, is they are very deep.
They're deep, and they stay with the game plan like there's no one, hey, I'm going to go get mine right now. They're really staying with the scouting report, sharing the ball, but it starts with their defense. And they all play smart, and they're unselfish, and they have some fine players. I really like Savion Grant a lot. Or Savion Flagg, excuse me.
And one for Tajon Sawyer, big freshman from San Francisco, 6'8", 255 pounds. If you just look at the overall stats, Joan, you probably think, okay, this team is dominated by one player, and that's Flagg. He averages 19 points per game. The team only averages 69 points per game as a team. But they are a whole lot more than Savion Flagg. He is certainly their star, but they have a lot of really, really good pieces around him.
No, there's no question. But he helps them, but they do have a lot of good pieces. And the other thing, this team plays with a lot of confidence. You could say, you know, a little bit of a swagger, but they're well coached and they're disciplined.
Martina for 3. Well, young man from Switzerland.
Well, they're fired up on the bench right now. When you can get a guy that doesn't go in a lot, his high game is 8 points this year. They're just celebrating. That's good team chemistry.
Damon Nicholas starts the break. He misses. Rebound for Tyree Campbell. Tobin Kund a catch and shoot 3. That's an air ball for the young man from Riverside. Rick Croy never stops coaching. It doesn't matter who's in the game, what the score is, he continues to coach.
That was a tough shot, you know, and you're walking on, you're a walk-on, and, you know, you come down and pull it the first time in transition. It's hard.
Pass deflected by Kund on the other end. A minute 22 left. Let's preview Grand Canyon and Sam Houston a little bit. That's what's going to come up tomorrow now in the quarterfinals. A 4-5 matchup tomorrow. They played rather recently, Joan. It was a 26-point loss for Sam Houston at Grand Canyon 2 games ago. And you need to wipe that one out the window if you're Sam Houston. You cannot think about that. Earlier this season, Sam Houston won by 2 in January. But most recently, that was a blowout loss at GC Arena. And that has to be out of your thoughts, right?
No, there's no question. You know, you wipe the slate clean when you're in conference play. And I'm sorry, conference tournament. Right now, Sam Houston has played a really good game. You know, shared the ball well. But again, the constants here are good ball movement, excellent defense.
Bryce Drews Lopes had a strong finish to their regular season. Coming up next here tonight from the Orleans Arena, the 7-6 matchup should be a dandy. 6 seed Abilene Christian, 7 seed Utah Valley. As Scroggins scores in the interior.
That was a really nice, patient offense. Excellent pass. Just smart basketball by your subs, which is great.
3 no good for Sawyer. And Sam Houston should be able to dribble this one out. Tough day for California Baptist offensively. 24% shooting, 3 for 26 from 3. On the flip side, a really good day from the arc for Sam Houston. 11 made threes on 26 tries, 47% from the field, and they forced California Baptist, Joan, into 16 turnovers.
Wow, I mean, it was impressive. Jason Hooten, the coach for the Bearcats.